Okay, today is Wednesday. It is 3:43 a.m. It is May 13th. I was just watching this the one Lance B video on and he's talking about risk management and then I realized how little I know about trading. Okay? So uh today, I borrowed money from a friend of mine to buy a 10K challenge, right? And uh, and yesterday I lost 4.2%, okay, 4.3%, because I was like size big and I didn't know what I'm doing. It's a lot of complications there. Then I carried it over. I carried maybe maybe because I shaved my head or something like that. Maybe that's why maybe that's why I'm not thinking very well. Okay, so today I came in and I thought I thought very little about what's involved in trading. Okay, and so I proceeded to lose. I proceeded to make a 0.3% like yesterday before I started to lose massively. And I was repeating it, and I saw some correlation. I said, "Hey, that this seems strangely very similar to what happened yesterday." And so then, so then, um, so then I traded. So I was up 0.3%. Then I started to trade, and then I find myself losing a half a percent on top of losing that 0.3%. Somehow I got into that situation, right? And then I was waiting, and the market was slow, and I was trading gold, and then I was doing something else on this computer, and then all of a sudden I saw the spike. Okay, I saw the spike. I saw the spike at 8:35 a.m. May 13th, 8:35 a.m. I saw the spike, and automatically I maxed out. Okay, I maxed out. I wasn't even thinking. I caught it on my right side, and I just maxed out, and I bought it because it was spiking up. Soon as I got in, I realized it was a high tick, and then took 1.5%. Then I thought to myself, "Oh my God, what did I do?" So I got out. Then it started to go back up. Then I jumped in again, and then I lost another 1.5%. Okay, that's 3%. Then I saw that and it goes, "Oh my God, I did that twice. I don't know how that's possible." Then it spiked up and I got in again. Okay, so I did it 3 times today. Okay, so I don't know what happened. I'm like screaming at myself. I'm like yelling at myself. Why did you do that? I said I just couldn't figure it out. I just could not figure it out why I did that. I have no idea why I did that. It's like it's like an alternate person has invaded my body and started to do this thing. And then only after the fact that I lost, after 2 days, it's gone. There's multiple complications here. It looks like multiple. One of them is I realized how little I know about trading. Okay, after 4.5 years, it's just like it is just like it is just like playing chess without even like becoming an expert at it. And I kept doing it. Okay, that's a big problem. Okay, that's a big problem. Okay, and so whatever I do, like the demo, I'm doing it the wrong way. So I am literally Hillary Clinton. Okay, I am literally Hillary Clinton. See, Donald J. Trump has very good experience. He has incredibly good experience. But Hillary Clinton has bad experience. I have bad experience. I am fortunate that my son is a good student. He has very good experience. I don't have experience, and I have very little to provide him because he is far smarter than I am. So I have very little thing that I could tell him or do something uh, to enhance his life. Okay, I know that now. I know that. Okay, because he is able to get a very good grade, which means that whatever he does, chances are he's gonna know what's involved far better than I am. That is why. So having been a C student, I realized how difficult it is. Okay, I realized how difficult it is, and I'm gonna keep churning this away unless I figure out this thing here. Okay, so I have to concretely define the setup that I'm taking, and then see the permutations of that setup. Okay, and then so that I only take that setup. Okay, I don't take any other setup, but I only take that setup. Okay, and I have to describe what that setup is based on various conditions. Once I describe that in various conditions, then I can start to trade. Okay. Also, along with that, I have to have risk management. Okay, risk management. Okay, just having the right setup is not enough because if I have a 75% win to loss ratio, that 25%, if I max out, it's going to ruin my account, right? So that at any time I cannot exceed my account of whatever it is, 25% of whatever it is, if I'm trading it correctly. So I cannot risk more than 25% of whatever I have. Okay? That is hard to do. That is hard to do when I have access to the full amount. Okay? So I would like to say that I know how to trade, but I don't know how to trade. How do I know that I don't know how to trade? Because ultimately, the goal, the proper thing to do is get a payout. Consistent payouts. I haven't even passed. It's been over a year and I still haven't been able to pass the phase 1. It's been almost a year and I still haven't passed the phase 1. How could that be possible? How could that be possible? It is possible because I don't know what I'm doing, and I know it. And I could be spinning my wheels for years and years and years unless I tackle these two things. Okay, I have to concretely define my setups, and I have to see how I can approach it. Okay, so I have to describe all these variances of my setup. Once I know what the setup is, then I can start to trade. Okay, and I have to define this risk. Okay, risk. I have to define the risk. I have to. So I can scream at myself, but it doesn't really matter because I'm not prepared. I'm not prepared. Okay, so this guy. I was at Costco one day and I was pumping gas and I didn't click the button on the display, and this guy who was the attendant says, "You're not ready." I was upset that he said that, but he's right. I'm not ready. I was never ready. For the past 5.5 years, for the past 5.5 years, because I was working with myself. Even my trading buddy, he doesn't know what I do. Okay? He does not know what I do. Okay? And so and I am the one who's supposed to know what I'm doing, but I don't know what I'm doing. Okay? That means the only thing that's possible. I just want to say, okay, I'm so thankful that Regis is allowing me to do this. For the past 5.5 years, I didn't even know what I was doing. So I was actually wasting my time for the past 5.5 years. Okay, I realized today that I wasted 5.5 years of my life. Okay, I realized today. Okay, Governor Newsom says this: as God as my witness. But the guy's wife is stealing money from the federal government, okay, with NGOs and stuff like that, and is selling diapers at 4 times the cost. So whatever he says holds no water at all. So today I realized I was like screaming at myself. I was like screaming at myself. Why did you do that 3 times? I did that 3 times. I don't know. I have no idea. I did that 3 times. I don't know. I was at 5. I was at 5.75%, and I was up 0.3%. And then I started to I started to like lose. And then I would make these crazy trades. It was backed up by this one big trade that I made, and I thought it was okay. Okay? So today just demonstrated to me that I don't know how to trade. I've been working on this for 5.5 years, and I just finally realized I don't know what I'm doing. I've been doing this thing for 5.5 years, and I just realized I don't know what I'm doing. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? I've been doing this for 5. Oh man, I'm like concerned for myself. It's called discipline. Okay, it's a discipline. I have to follow discipline. Okay. Wow. See, see this guy, Lance B. Armstrong. Yeah, I forget what his last name is, but now this is the guy that was with S&P Capital. Okay, and he just based on what he's talking about, he knows what he's talking about, and he is aware of what's required. Okay, he knows what risk management is. Okay, and I'm review. See, I wasn't even years. Boy, now I'm beginning to see. Now I'm beginning to see him. I'm beginning to see people. Before I wasn't able to see. Wow. And I'm thinking I don't know how I'm gonna do it. So all that money I just wasted. It's like I didn't even know what I was doing, and I just tossed it. I just threw it away because I didn't even know what I was doing. And he talked about this. So he's talking about risk management, and so he says that he has friends who accumulated millions and just tossed it away, which is exactly what I'm doing right now. So there's a formula. There's a formula for doing certain things, and I'm being lazy and not doing it. Okay, there has to be a rigid thing that forces me to do these things because I have to respect my psychology. Wow. Wow. I have to really, really think about this now. I have to really, wow, this is, this might be the start of something that I'm learning. This might be, oh man, I borrowed money from a friend of mine, and I borrowed money from a friend of mine, $66, and it's gone. I just threw it away. This is not the first time I did it either. So So, wow. See, without following a specific set of rules, I cannot hope to make this work. Ah, it finally dawned on me. See, I actually made I actually made a YouTube video about. I believe I actually made a YouTube video about this, but I thought I understood it, but I apparently didn't know because I didn't know what I'm supposed to know. Okay, I didn't know what I was supposed to know. Hmm. See, see, every time I lose a challenge, in the past, it didn't really matter. It didn't hit me this hard. But now it's finally dawned on me. It finally dawned on me. I'm thinking, hey, wait a minute. I've been doing this for 5.5 years and I keep doing the same thing. So what's missing? Okay. So if I play it back, I'm thinking, okay, so the first loss, it should have been cut immediately. The second loss should have never happened because that's not the setup that I need. I'm trading. Okay. The third loss, it should have never happened again. Okay. And then the fourth loss, which is essentially doing the same thing 3 times, the third time. This is why trading is so hard. I'm beginning to see that now. I'm beginning to see. I am now, after 5.5 years of spending every penny that I had, I'm now finally, beginning to see how little I know. Wow. I know very little about trading. Wow. Wow. So essentially, wow, I should have never, breached this. This breach should have never happened. Okay. Wow. Huh. Wow. Hmm. Okay. Okay. So what's the right thing to do? Essentially, I have to be trading the demo, and I have to take demo very, very seriously. I have to use the demo to perfect what I'm going to do. And then once I perfect what I'm going to do in series of in days and series of trades, only then only then can I am I able to am I able to uh okay. Wow. All right. I finally okay. I see it now. I see it. Ah. Okay. 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 All right. So I have a lot of work to do. I have some work to do. And I'm gonna be busy. I'm gonna be very, very busy for I'm gonna be very wow, this wow. Yeah. It's amazing to me how little I know about trading. So essentially, so what I have is 5.5 years of experience, bad experience. Okay, but I have data. Okay, so I have data, and that data will give me something to work on, right? So so if I'm so okay, okay. So the goal has changed. The goal has changed. Time is not a factor anymore. Okay, time is not a factor. Time is not a factor anymore. Because what matters is I have to get it right. Okay? I have to get it right. So how do I get it right? Okay, so I get it right by and this is very, very serious. I have to pass the prop firm free trial 10 times in a row. 10 times in a row. And I cannot deviate from that. Okay? Without failing. Okay? Once I do that, that means I'm essentially a millionaire at that point. At that point, that means I'm a millionaire. Now, all I have to do is prove it out with a 5K. Don't do anything else. Just prove it out with a 5K. Okay? Get 3 payouts. Get 3 payouts, right? Just to make sure. 3 payouts. Okay? If I don't get 3 payouts, repeat. because there may be something that I'm missing in the free trial. Okay? That's what I need to do. So once that occurs, then I can just go to the 10K and I'm certain that I will pass. Then move. Okay? Now, then 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 um okay, then I need to define uh, a few things, right? I need to define my setup. Okay? I have to define my setup. Right? That's what I need to do. And I need to define risk. Okay? That's what I need to do. Also, I have to have a rule. I have to have rules of I have to have rules that I have to follow, like a daily loss limit of 2%. Wow. Boy, I just threw away $66. Okay? A trading buddy trading buddy bought that for me and I just with his money. I just threw it away. Huh. Yeah. It took me 2 days to just throw it away like that. Hmm. Okay, so it tells me how little I know about trading. Okay, so these are the things that's going to happen. Okay, but now what I need to do is get to the details of how I'm going to get there. Okay, so I have the setup that I figured out. Okay, I have the setup that I figured out that I can use. I've seen this as well. Okay, so there's an approach that I can use. The third is like scaling in. So I need to elaborate on that. I need to figure out what that is. There's also like there is that thing that I need to follow strictly, right? So there is that soft support, And then there is this breakout. But this breakout occurs only when certain conditions are set, right? Only certain conditions are, when certain conditions occur, okay? I've been wasting all that. I've wasted. Now that I think about it, now that I think about it, I really did waste every penny that I made. Okay, I just threw it away. I literally just threw it away. I threw it all away. There was literally no way. There's literally no way that I could have possibly made any money from this. There was literally no way for me to make any money from this. Okay, so I guess this is progress. I guess this is progress. I don't know how this happened, but because I'm working alone by myself, I cannot observe wisdom, okay? Unless somehow I figure out that there is wisdom, okay? And for some reason, it occurred to me that what I was doing was totally wrong. Okay, what I'm doing is totally wrong. All right, what I'm doing right now is totally wrong, and I shouldn't be spending any money at all. I cannot be spending any money whatsoever. Okay, I cannot be spending any money whatsoever. It finally dawned on me. It finally dawned on me how little I know about trading today. It just, I actually made a YouTube video about that same subject matter, but it didn't hit me. It still didn't hit me. Yeah, about 2 months ago, I made this video. Yeah, I was just briefly looking at that video, and wow. It finally dawned on me. It finally dawned on me. I can see what he's talking about. Donald J. Trump, okay, Donald J. Trump, the president of the United States, had a debate with Hillary Clinton. And he said, I will give you that. You have more experience than me. And he said, but it's the bad experience. That's what he said. Okay, that's what he said. Okay, that is what he said. And I didn't fully appreciate what that meant. I didn't fully appreciate what that meant. But now I fully appreciate. I fully appreciate. I fully appreciate what he said. Okay, he's right. He's a very, very smart guy. He's an A student. Okay, but now I'm after five. So I was like, I was sitting here, and I did something that I did like 5 years ago. The same exact thing. I would look at it, I see this candle that shoot up, and I would just jump in, max size. And then, of course, what that would do is I would top ticket. The market will top ticket for me because it'll get there. And then it'll top ticket, it'll put my purchase and then start to come back down. And I did that not once, not twice, but 3 times to waste $66. So I was like, okay, so I have to wait 2 weeks to get paid so that I could do it again. But I can't be spending any more money. I can't do that because I'm not ready. I am not ready. I didn't know that. I am not ready. I am not ready. I know it. But see, like, there's this guy, he's a comedian. His name is White. And he's standing there with a rum. He says, you can't fix stupid. Yeah, you're right. Because the stupid has to know that he's stupid so that he can fix it. When he becomes aware of the stupidity, then he can do something about it. But somebody who's stupid cannot compare between what is not stupid and stupid and can't tell the difference between them. That's what I have been for the past 5.5 years. Now I see what he's talking about. I have all the bad experience. This is why I have been playing chess for 43 years and I never progressed. Because it didn't really matter. It didn't matter. There was no money sitting into it. It was irrelevant. There was no substance to whatever the outcome is. It didn't matter at all. Today is the day that I know that I'm stupid. Today is the day. Today is the day that I finally realized. Today is the day that I finally realized that I am stupid. Today is the day that I finally realized that I am a fool. Today is the day that I finally realized that I have bad experience. Today is the day that I finally realized that I truly don't know how to trade. Today is the day. Today is the day that it finally dawned on me. Somebody who's like looking over my shoulder would say, hey, oh man, see, I used to be an engineer and it never occurred to me. If somebody says that they know how to trade and want to spend money on it, then there has to be some data that says that you have to show it with a demo. You have to show the result in a demo. Okay? Once you show it with the demo, then you can show it with a paid. Okay? But until you show it with the demo, then you don't you don't know. It hasn't been proven. And so I have to show it. I have to show it 10 times. Okay? 10 times. All right? So I don't know about these prop firms, but I believe what they do is that when they hire somebody, they put them on a simulator until they achieve a certain level of competency. A profitable consistency level. Otherwise, they'll keep doing the simulation. Why would a prop firm, okay, like SMB Capital, give money to somebody who's going to keep losing? Right? Because in order for them to figure this out is to run it through the simulator and then figure out whether the person knows how to trade or not. That's the only way. All right? But it never really sunk in. It never sunk in. Okay? It never sunk in my mind that I was a fool. It never registered into my mind that I need to do this free because it costs money. Every penny that I made was tossed away. Every penny was tossed away. Every penny. Because I was too stupid to know. Because I was too stupid to know that I didn't know how to trade. I was just too stupid to know that I didn't know how to trade until today. Because the urgency to make money was so powerful that I had to put money in there and then try to get it. And I was giving money to these prop firms, and they'll gladly take it because it's just the software that's running. And chances of me passing are very slim. Okay? Just like what I did today. That's $66 for them running a software. They could have trillions of people running that software. Okay? But they get the money, right? Wow. It just never occurred to me. It just never occurred to me. It never occurred to me until today. I was it wow. I was too stupid to know that I didn't know how to trade until today.